Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Now in today's video, we're going to be going over the 3 keys that you need to sign more models for your OnlyFans agency. So if you're out there, you're running an OnlyFans agency and perhaps you're struggling to sign models, then this is going to be the perfect video for you. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and let's get into it. So when it comes to actually signing models for your OnlyFans agency, I see a lot of people make the same mistakes. And they normally center around these 3 things. So I'm going to be breaking it down on the whiteboard for you guys on how exactly you can go about avoiding, these 3 common mistakes that most OnlyFans agencies make when they start off and they're trying to get, the first few models. So when it comes to the agency, the first thing that I see people doing wrong is they don't have an irresistible offer. Now, why is an irresistible offer crucial when it comes to building an OnlyFans agency? Well, you have to understand that when you're going into this market, that people are already doing what you're doing. So there is an inherent competition. Now, of course, the OnlyFans industry has very little competition when it comes to agency owners, as it's still just something that people are just getting into. And, there's very few people doing it super well. But of course, when it comes to the actual offer itself, you cannot be offering the same as everyone else and expect different results. So you can't just go up to these models and say, yep, we're an OnlyFans management company. Because that really means nothing to them at all. That means absolutely nothing. Because, you're not actually providing an offer which can actually resonate with them. Now you may be asking, okay, so what makes up an irresistible offer? Well, really, it comes down to actually looking at all your ideal client's problems. So looking at all the model's issues, that she may have issues when it comes to the actual payment processing. She may have issues when it comes to the actual, actually getting more subscribers, actually making more money with pay-per-view, tracking all the pay-per-view sales, managing all the relationships with these actual subscribers, and, actually creating content for all these different platforms. She may be a little bit overwhelmed on what sort of content I need to make which will perform well on this, how do I keep up to date with these marketing strategies. So there's a whole host of problems. So if you actually go on these forums, you actually look at all these models, issues that they bring up on these forums related to running an OnlyFans, you can then make a very comprehensive list. Now, once you've got that comprehensive list, it's just a question of just simply actually just translating them problems into solutions. So first, you list the problems. The next thing you do is you actually list the actual solutions to the problems that you listed. So for example, a problem they may have is marketing on Instagram. So a solution to that problem would be, we do marketing on Instagram for you. And it's these types of offer creation strategies that actually really translate it to the actual model itself. So they actually can understand that you're, well versed, and it just makes that offer very irresistible if you highlight all the key areas that they're struggling with. So if they're specifically struggling, like, I really struggle coming up with content creation ideas for TikTok, and then part of your offer, you say, look, we actually help you when it comes to the content creation on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all them sorts of platforms, that is really going to resonate with them so much more than compared to someone who goes, yeah, we're just going to manage you, and that's going to be it. So you need to really create that irresistible offer by listing the problems, listing the solutions to their biggest problems, and then you go into the market with that offer. Of course, there's other strategies when it comes to it, but that's a very bare-boned version of it. Now, the second thing that you want to be doing when it comes to actually signing more models for your agency is being good at explaining your offer. Now, why is being good at explaining your offer important? So the reason explaining your offer is very important is because it's all well and good having this offer, but if you cannot translate it into what makes sense for them, they're not going to resonate with it, and they're not really going to understand it. So you need to get good when it comes to using their language, and you need to get good at when it comes to, actually speaking from a position of authority. Now, when it comes to explaining offers, typically I recommend actually using resources that you build for your agency to actually explain the offer. Now, this can be when you're explaining them on sales calls. This can be when you're explaining them, on, DMs, but having a resource which is very comprehensive, which outlines a ton of issues that they face and offers, some quick wins for them, that can make it very easy at explaining your offer, essentially, because you already got this resources which already provide a ton of value to them, and that's just going to make sense to them on why they should actually go with your agency. So, it's not good enough just simply, having this agency, having a good irresistible offer, and then just chucking it out there, because an irresistible offer itself will not get traction. You need to actually be good at explaining that offer to your audience. Now, the reason you need to be good at explaining the offer to your audience, which of course is going to be models, is because essentially they're going to struggle understanding it just from the offer itself, and by translating that to ways that which make sense to them, easy to fill out sheets, that sort of stuff. They're going to understand it a lot better, and they're going to be much more inclined to work with your agency. So you need to be good at explaining your offer. Now, the third and final and most important thing is to have a consistent flow of leads come into your funnel. So when I say consistent flow of leads coming to your funnel, lots of people ask me, what sort of funnel do I need to be creating? Now, the truth is, it does not matter. It really does not matter. So the reason it does not matter is because all the funnels are the same. I see so many people getting caught up in asking these questions related to, is generating leads on Instagram better than generating leads on Facebook? Or is generating leads on Twitter better than generating leads on, for example, Reddit? Or should I be DMing them, or should I be, doing other sorts of strategies? It really does not matter. The way of which it matters is how consistent is the flow of leads. So for example, if you're messaging tons of people on Instagram and you're not getting a consistent flow of leads, then chances are it's not an issue with Instagram itself, it's an issue with the strategy that you're performing on Instagram. And if you're running ads to actually sign models, chances are it's not an issue with running ads to get models. Chances are it's the issue with the ad that you're running. So lots of people tend to get caught up on all these different platforms, which platform's better. Maybe that's why I'm not getting a consistent flow of leads, because I'm doing it on Instagram. Let's try Reddit, all these different platforms, where actually, these models are on all these platforms. All that matters is that your system is dialed in. And, the way you actually go about dialing in a system is with volume. So, you're not going to have a consistent flow of leads without volume. I don't care whether you got a bespoke new strategy when it comes to, messaging clients on Instagram, or you got a bespoke new strategy when it comes to running ads. If you're not running ads with a lot of money, you're going to struggle. If you're not sending lots of DMs, you're going to struggle. The way you actually go about figuring out getting a consistent flow of leads is by building a consistent high volume funnel. So high volume would be sending lots of DMs to your target market. Now, the reason having lots of volume is critical when it comes to these systems is because you can then test what works. You're never going to get it right the first time when it comes to sending that first DM, unless you've got, of course, someone holding your hand and giving you strategies which they've already tested with lots of volume. So if you're going in there without any, testing on these systems of generating leads, then, it's very rare that you're going to be, you're going to hit the jackpot first time. So you need volume when it comes to the sort of messaging that you're sending. Then you need to be adapting, seeing which works. And then eventually, through enough repetition, you will start to learn which works. And then you can, of course, just scale that up. So it comes to the volume as well as the actual quality itself. So the reason quality is very important is because if you've got a ton of volume, yes, that's good. But if you're reaching out to people who aren't your ideal client, then it doesn't matter how much volume you do, you're going to be struggling getting that offer to resonate with them. Now, the way you actually go about getting this offer resonating to these actual, high quality prospects is by having, of course, these resources to explain the offer itself. Having a ebook to explain the offer, having a PDF, having a cheat sheet, these are all very good at explaining the offer, as well as the actual, as long as the quality of outreach is there. So you're actually finding these Instagram pages, which, look like the model's put in quite a bit of work ethic, and she's just struggling to actually, really scale it to the next level. So by reaching out to models who are in that specific situation with a resource that helps them in that specific situation, that is actually how you go about increasing the quality of the leads coming into your funnel. Now, when I say specific situations, people get confused, but what we need to understand is that building an OnlyFans, like anything, is a journey itself. So people are at different stages. So you've got someone who's struggling getting their first subscriber, someone who's struggling keeping their subscribers, someone who's struggling, managing, their subscriber DMs. There's people who have different problems at all phases of the actual journey itself. So if you're outreaching to people on Instagram, let's say, people who are struggling to get their first subscribers, and you're outreaching to them with an offer which explains how you're going to help, reduce the amount of time and effort they need to put into building their actual OnlyFans page, then, it's not going to be effective at all. And the reason it's not going to be effective is because it doesn't match their current situation and the current problems that are, at the core of their mind. For example, if you do end up reaching to people who are really struggling getting their first couple of subscribers, then you need to make sure that your offer is based around that problem, and that your actual, explain that offer has resources which help with that problem. So it's not good enough just, sending out DMs to a whole host of just people under the tag of OnlyFans model, because they're all at different stages, and you need to make sure that you're reaching out to the people who are at the stage which you've outlined with your offer and with the resources of value that you're providing. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. So I hope this video made sense to you guys. If it did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know down below in the comment section what other videos you want to see. If you're interested in building an OnlyFans agency, then you can check out a free roadmap in the description below, as well as a free Facebook community where you get live access to exclusive trainings and recordings. Okay, so I'll leave the links for all of that in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.